Welcome to Plum Village. Plum Village is it's a sanctuary for children. It's a place of peace. Plum Village is your homeland, your spiritual homeland. You know, some of the meditation center, they don't allow children to come. But Plum Village, we always welcome children. This is your country of peace. We come here, we live together as a spiritual family, where we have a lot of brothers and sisters. We have uncles, we have aunts, we have monks, we have nuns, and we live together in mindfulness. I mean, we live together in the present moment. Mindfulness means to bring our mind back to the present moment. And you feel the sunshine. You see the leaves shining by the morning dawn. You talk to each other. You play together. You smile together. You laugh together. And sometimes you fight together. It's okay, you know. It's very nice to be together. To be together as a family, as a community. Now I'm going to tell you a story. Do you see the wizard up there? It is funny. It's very funny wizard. This wizard can make magic. And what happened, he wanted to use his power of magic to grow a tree. And when he grew the tree, he wanted the tree to be green leaf and brown body. Branch and body should be brown, and the leaves should be green. But it turned out totally different. That the tree, next slideshow. How do you do? It turned out the tree is purples. All the leaves turned to be purples. And you know, some of the leaves turned out to be blue, purple, yellow. And the wizard could not understand. He walked around the tree and he tried to shake the tree. He tried to make the tree turn into brown skin and the green leaves. But the tree, you know what happened to the tree? The tree turned out to be a rose bush. A rose bush. And the rose bush still have the purple flower. And the leaf is blue and yellow. And the wizard could not believe it. How can this tree I want to grow out of my magic turn out to be a rose bush, which the flowers should be golden, should be red, or could be yellow, but this is a purple flower rose. And he doesn't understand, so he walked around the bush and he tried to make magic, and you know what happened? The bush turned out to be, what's that? A mushroom. The rose bush turned out to be a mushroom, and it's also purple. Red. Have you seen the mushroom before? They're everywhere, especially in autumn. The wizard could not understand. And he told the tree, how come I want you to be a brown skin of branch and body and green leaves, but you turn out to be a mushroom? You turn out to be a purple tree, flowers and leaves. The tree say, you know, You're the one who created me. So stop complaining about that. I like to be different. So the tree doesn't want to be, the way the magic, the wizard want to be. The tree want to be different. The tree is happy to be different. And the wizard said, so are you really want to be purple flower, purple leaves? The tree said, yes, why not? I want to be different, and I'm happy to be different. And you know what happened next? The tree say, I don't mind to be different, and I'm a happy tree. You see the smiling tree over there? The trunk have a smiling face. And the story ends right there. The wizard give up his magic power, to chant the tree, because the tree want to be different. Sometimes we create our life. We create our own life, but we complain about our life. We create our happiness and our suffering, and we don't accept it, our suffering, and we don't enjoy our happiness. So we are like a wizard. We create our own life. And finally, we don't accept who we are. Like mother and father, they create us, but they want to control us. They want to change us into like green and brown and yellow. But some of us want to be purple. Anybody here like purple colors? I know one of the sisters like the purple colors who live in New Hamlet. And now the meditation hall turned out to be purple colors. We, Upper Hamlet, we like the brown color. So every monk wear brown. You see? So we should be enjoy what we are, how we are. Yeah, we should not be feel like that I don't like myself. I don't like my self-image. I'm ugly. I'm short. Like me, I'm short. I'm very short. Why? Because when I was as a boy, I don't have enough milk to drink. In my country, there is no cow milk. And my mom is too busy going, out getting the food for the family, so she doesn't feed me by her own milk. So you know what happened? I have to eat rice milk. Rice chewing very fine, and the babysitter gave that to me as a boy, the little boy. And that's why I don't have enough calcium. I turn out to be short. And I'm happy to be short. So you are like that. Life, like a wizard offer us like this. So we should be happy like that. You don't need to compare to someone else. I don't have to compare to the taller guy or taller monk, I'm happy like this. So our mind should be, free from all difference, you see. Yeah, I don't mind to be different. I don't mind to be short. I don't mind to be Asian. I look like Asian. I'm Vietnamese. Some of you here look Asian. Sometimes you've been discriminated by the Western children. Don't be afraid. Yeah, you are beautiful like that. I was living in America, and I was discriminated by the American children, and sometimes they beat me up because they don't like me. And I was so sad. Sometimes I don't feel that I belong to this society, American, and I lock myself up in the room because I'm afraid people don't like me. And because of that, I don't have a happy life as a teenager. Until I go to Plum village, this is your homeland, I learned the way to practice of mindfulness. Coming back to the present moment and enjoy the wonders of life in everywhere, in nature And also begin to see who you are, how you feel, how you look, what is your thinking. And I begin to accept who I am. I'm happy to be myself. I don't feel that I'm not unloved by other people. I don't feel that I was discriminated by other people. I don't feel that I was disliked by other people, because I know how to be myself. I'm happy who I am. So the spirit, the secret of happiness is to see who you are, to live deeply who you are, but not the image of yourself. Sometimes we have an image and we don't like about ourselves. So you have to look into the mirror of and see who you are, how you look. If you have blue eyes, you are beautiful like that. If you have brown eyes, you are beautiful like that. And some of you have black eyes. I think black eyes beautiful. You see? And if you have brown eyes, you're also beautiful like that. Anybody have brown hair? Brown hair. See here, brown. They have brown hair. How about anybody here have blonde hair? This one blonde, beautiful blonde. Beautiful brown, beautiful blonde, and beautiful black. You see? So mindfulness is you live truly yourself. You are fully alive, and you see you are beautiful. You are unique. The wizard of life, our parents have made us like this. And no way we should feel ashamed. We should feel that we don't like ourselves. So the story is like that. We should learn from the tree. The tree say to the wizard, you know that I don't mind to be different, and you cannot control me. And what happened? The tree continued to be a purple flower and purple leaves. It's rare to find a purple flowers and purple leaves. You look around in Plum Village, there's a flower bloom beautifully purple colors. It's right over there, and I really like that kind of flower. Purple is a very special color, but green leaves, green forest is also very special colors. The green make our eyes fresher and clearer. So enjoy life in a different kind of forms. Life has variety of forms, variety of way of being. So don't try to control. Be yourself. Be who you are. You know how to be yourself. Anybody know how to be yourself? How do you do that? Usually our mind, our thinking make confusion. Our thinking, our mind make a kind of a difference. But when you stop your mind by the way of breathing in and out, and you just look without thinking, without judging, without analyzing, then you experience life. You see the lotus is beautiful like that. You don't want the lotus to turn into the rose. Like the wizard, he wants his tree to be brown skin and leave the green leaves. But the tree doesn't behave like that. The tree turned out to be a purple leaf and a purple flower. And he continued to shake, to make magic so the tree behave in his wish. In the wizard's mind, the tree turned out to be a rose bush. And the tree turned out to be a mushroom. Isn't that cool? A tree become mushroom. And he doesn't mind to be different. You see, the tree say, I don't mind being different. I'm beautiful like this. You cannot control me. Remember that. So when you go home, don't control your brothers. Don't control your sisters. Don't demand your mom and dad. to be different. They are like that. And when we let go of controlling, of demanding, of expectation, we are totally free and happiness will be in our life. Thank you very much, children. Listen to the sound of the bell and let's see, can you calm down your mind and free from the imagination, the controlling, the thinking. The thinking mind make us different. And we don't like each other. We don't like even our own self-image. But when all the thinking mind, crazy mind calm down, you are beautiful like that. The lotus doesn't have to be a rose. A brown hair boy doesn't have to be the black hair boy. We are beautiful like that. Please stand up and bow to the Sangha and then slowly go out. The theme today is over there, the shows of wisdom. We don't want to learn something else than this shows of wisdom. So let's enjoy the sound of the bell and practice breathing in and out. See whether you can come back to yourself. Brother, before I give a talk, I think Brother Dyden, he want to offer a song to the Sangha. Dyden and Sebastian. I think they will sing the song in a Muslim tradition. Dyden, are you there? Brother Dyden is a Muslim. And he ordained as a monk in a 5 years program. And I think this year is his 4th year, so he has 1 more year left to go back to his country, his own tradition. We suffer a lot already. We experience suffering so much, overwhelming. The Buddha say our tears that we shed is more than the water in 4 great oceans. Can you believe it? The Buddha said that our tears has shed on this planet Earth is much more than the waters in the 4 great oceans. That means you have been here a long time, many lifetimes, and you have experienced a lot of suffering. And do you want to continue like that? No. And the way out of suffering is wisdom. It's the insight, the show of wisdom. We need these shows. And the Buddha offers us a lot. And today you need to bring back a few souls to cut through the suffering. And that is today Dharma talk. You don't learn other things, you only want to get the souls and bring home and cut all that suffering. Transform the suffering into happiness. Because the main reason that we suffer because we don't have insight, we don't have wisdom. The Buddha say the main cause of suffering is ignorance, avidya. Because we don't understand, that's why we suffer. Because we don't understand who we are, that's why we suffer of self-image. We dislike our self-image. Since the day we're a little boy, a little girl, we already dislike ourselves. And we were affected by our parents that make us don't like ourselves. And sometimes we were affected by education, by society. Because we don't have this wisdom, this insight. And today we need to get it back. To get it back, the light, the soul of wisdom. And right away you cut all this suffering, all these roots of suffering. So you come to Plum Village, you don't want anything else more than wisdom, more than this sword of wisdom. And remember, wisdom doesn't come from thinking. Wisdom doesn't come from books that you read. Even you have read a couple thousand books, still not wisdom. Even books about Buddhism, they are not wisdom. So don't believe the monk who say, okay, I'm going to give you wisdom. No, you have wisdom inside. The thing that you don't use this, and that's why you go around, misunderstanding, misperception, dislike self-image, dislike other people, discrimination, racism. Because we are avidya, we are ignorance. We don't see the reality of life. We don't see who we are, what we are, and how we are. Which means we don't see what is life, how is life. The first row of wisdom. I am alive. You know, sometimes we are searching for something. You know, our ultimate concern is something, but not life. We don't care about our life. So I am alive. Breathing in, I am alive. That's the first wisdom. If you are alive and you are not happy, what's going on? That is ignorance. Have you seen people who are dying on the bed? The last moment for them to breathe, they breathe desperately. They open their mouth. They want just to be alive, and they can't. Because the body is disintegration. The body is dysfunction. But we are still alive and we are not happy. We get caught in many things and we are searching for something, for happiness. And our ultimate concern is not being alive. So now our ultimate concern is to be alive. No matter how rich you are, how much money you have, when you die, you don't bring anything. So to be alive is important. And to enjoy life, to smile to life. You know, those who have been ill before, chronic pain, sickness, this wisdom is to be alive is so important. The most powerful transformation of happiness from suffering. Like me, 4 years and a half ago, I nearly died because of cancer. They do the operation and they take the tumor out. The tumor is too big. And I nearly die, very close to death. And when I recover slowly from that moment, I treasure each day of my life. The doctor told me that if you don't go for chemotherapy, you die in 3 months, or maximum 1 year. But now 4 years and a half, I'm still alive. So the magic, the most beautiful wisdom is to be alive and to enjoy life, to treasure life. We forget to be alive, and we also don't know how to in touch with life, and that's the problem. That's the main suffering, main ignorance, that you don't know that you are alive, and you don't know how to touch life, to appreciate, to enjoy life, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the fresh breeze, to enjoy the cup of tea, to enjoy, the food that you are eating. We eat, but we think a lot. We think of something that brings us happiness, but we don't really know how to really taste the food. And if you don't know how to taste the food, how much money you have, you cannot be happy. So happiness is not accumulate more richness. Happiness is not something you are searching for. Happiness is to live your life, to experience life. Drinking a cup of tea, if you are not happy, I don't know what to do more than that. One young man come to me and have a consultation with me, and he asked me, "So what is enlightenment?" I say, "Drink your tea." And if you don't taste the tea, don't talk about enlightenment. Forget it. Enlightenment is not a state of mind. It's not an ideas that you learn from books, from a Dharma teacher. Enlightenment is moment-to-moment awareness. Moment-to-moment living your life, touching life deeply. So no final enlightenment. Don't fool by people, by monks or by teacher or by books. There's no final enlightenment. Enlightenment is moment-to-moment mindfulness, awareness. You live or you die. And the way to live is breathe. Remember, when you have a lot of thoughts, a lot of confusion, you are lost. You don't have a life force inside of your body and your spirit. And the moment you take a breath, deep breathing in, breathing out, you recover life energy. But important that your mind is present. That's what mindfulness. It defines the mind, go back to the present. So if you want to know, do you have mindfulness or not? You ask, am I in the present moment? Or am I lost myself somewhere else, in space, in times, in distance, in any other projects, or other aims of concern? Ultimate concern is to be alive. Don't wait to be the last moment of your life, to be desperately breathe in and out and grasping, the final life, final energy of life. It's too late. Live your life now. So that's it, the first wisdom. Simple, huh? And the definition of mindfulness is to be alive. To be alive, to wake up to life. And enjoy sunshine. Enjoy fresh air. Don't look for anything else. Enjoy the children. Enjoy the flowers. Sometimes some of us cannot stop our mind. Cannot stop our running, searching for happiness. But they don't know that happiness is to experience, to touch with mindfulness. Next, wisdom. I'm a scientist, so I have some science equation in there. You know, I learned aerospace science, and when I was in school, I can design an airplane, a rocket, a space shuttle. It's very easy. If I have the tools, you know, I can make an airplane. The next wisdom, everything in life is in motion. And this is the declaration by physicists. Everything in life is always in motion. Whether our planet Earth, whether our body, our mind, whether the rock, whether the flowers, the tree, the leaf, they're all in motion. They're all dynamically in motion. They don't stay like a rock. So you are not a rock. You are a flowing rivers of feelings, of body, of perception, of mental functioning, mental cognitions and consciousness. You are not a rock. And everything in life is like that. The whole universe are in motion. Remember that. The Buddha say more drastically, everything is burning. So don't get stuck in one form of your life, okay? When you are a young teenager, you look gorgeous, but now you're a little bit withered already. When you turn out to be 40 years old, you feel a little bit withered in your face. And don't feel sad about that, because everything is burning. Everything is changing. So don't hold on to think that it's impossible, because life is a flesh. And this is the wisdom of impermanence, the show of impermanence, cut through all attachment. Your loved one one day will die. And if you don't treasure her or him, one day he will die, she will die. And that is called, everything is burning. Everything is in motion. Everything is changing. And we actually die every moment of our life. And we are be born again every moment. Today the Dharma talk should be no birth and no death. And the Buddha say, if you want to understand, you experience no birth and no death, you have to go through birth and death. You cannot run away from birth and death. It's only fairy tale, you know, to get no birth and no death. If you don't really see the nature of birth and death. So we have to see our body is dying. Every day, every moment. 100,000 of cells die. And we see very clearly that our feeling is always changing. The funny thing that we always hold into one feeling. And then we make it so heavier, more depressed. So let it go. So the wisdom of impermanence is to let go, to let the river of life flow. To let the body flow, to let the feelings flow, so let the perception flow like a river. And to let your mind flow. Can you believe the mind stuck? It really is a serious thing. Because the nature of our mind is not stay, but we hold. You know, we grasp. And that's why we get stuck in that pond of mind, which is so much full of suffering and despair. So let them go. The equation is velocity Velocity equal d over t. D means distance over time. Velocity is motion. Anything that had to do with distance and time, there's always velocities. And you were born, by times. That moment of time that you're born, and that moment of time you have to die. That means you are the nature of velocity. No way you escape. The Buddha say, you are the nature of growing old. No way of escaping growing old. You are the nature of death. And you have no way to escape that. Only go through it by the wisdom of impermanence. Life is impermanence. So let go. Let go of attachment to this body. How beautiful you are, one day you become an old lady. So if a man is crazy about you, one day you become an old lady. For sure. I remember when I was 26, as ordained as a monk, I looked much younger than this. Now I'm already getting old. And I'm beautiful like this. I don't want to be young again. So, letting go, you live deeply your life. Each moment of your life. And the thing is, it makes your body healthy and your mind, flow. If you hold on, it makes you sick. So this wisdom is the wisdom of letting go. Flow along the life, the river of life. Enjoy moment to moment of your life. Don't go back to the past and feel grief. Don't run after the future because it never comes. It only comes moment to moment. Remember that. No matter how well you plan, it's only come one moment to another moment. You see, so enjoy it. And it come back to the first wisdom is to be alive. Yeah. Because everything you run after it is flow. You want to catch, happiness, it's just like air, it flows by. You want to hold on to your loved one day she flow away from you. She passed by like air. And another question is called energy equal mc squared. It's also defined as everything is energy. But energy you cannot hold. You can only experience energy. M is mass. C is velocity of light. 300,000 kilometers per second. How can you grab light? You only experience. You only feel on your body when the light strikes you. And that's all. So don't hold anything. And don't let everything pass by. Experience it. See the sparkling light on the leaves. Listen to the wind pass by, the branch of the tree. Enjoy the music. Because that is life. Only that moment is life. Nothing left. Everything flows. Okay? You are energy. You only experience energy. So don't be a rock. Don't be numb like a zombie because you're not going to experience any energy at all. Energy of happiness, energy of sorrow, energy of gorgeous morning light. Yesterday is a beautiful day, beautiful sunset. And you know what happened? The sky is a great painting. And if you don't experience that moment, you lost. It never come back. Maybe it's come back in a different way. So everything is impermanent. Even the sunset is impermanent. And if you lost that moment, you lost a great, beautiful piece of painting that the sky and earth created. So this is the wisdom, okay? Wisdom for you not to get caught in any particular thing, and especially in our mind. Don't get caught in our mind. Empty our mind as much as possible. No ideas, no planning, just living. Next wisdom. Is that cool? The Sangha enjoying sitting meditation in Shanghai, in Loan forest, the popular forest. The third wisdom is I am not a separate existence. I'm not a separate self. I cannot be by myself. I have to always be with something. Be with the air, be with the sunshine, be with the forest. Because actually in the level of quantum, we are all energy, and we bombard with other energy. You walk in the sun, actually you receive a lot of gamma rays. You actually the sun energy, the solar energy. But you don't know that. You thought you are separated. I have nothing to do with this sun. The sunlight too strong, I don't like it. The sunlight. Actually, you are the sunlight. Every moment of your life, you exchange with gamma energy, gamma rays. Look into our body, we actually just more or less like a stone. We have all kind of stuff like stone have. Potassium, calcium, hydrogen, carbonics, sodium. We all exactly like a stone. So I cannot exist separately. My nature is not separate from other. I always connected. The moment I sit here together with you, with the children, I already exchange my energy. So this wisdom to cut through the attachment to our own ego, our own self. We always attach to our own self. We don't use this wisdom to cut. So let go and open. The way for this wisdom to be sharp is you have to open enough yourself. I'm not a separate existence. Remember that. This is the wisdom of non-self. I'm not a separate realm. So for those who want to sit down yourself in a secluded place, it doesn't work with this wisdom. It doesn't bring you freedom, and it doesn't make you happy. You will feel lonely, you will feel despair, you will feel conflict. Sometimes men like to go to the cave. When we have problem, we don't like to talk about the problem. And the other side, the woman, when they have a problem, they like to talk about the problem. So we are two different planets. We come from two different places. Man from the Mars, woman from the Venus. And that's why we don't understand each other. Man like to go to the cave. And the more he locks himself in the cave, the more he gets stuck there. And sometimes he's stuck for the rest of his life. And remember that I cannot be myself. I have to be with someone else, with something else. I need fresh air to clear up my mind. I need sunshine to brighten my soul. I need people to share. I need someone hugging me when I'm lonely. Anybody want to volunteer hugging me after this? Actually, you can hug a monk, no problem. In the public. not in the forest, okay? Yeah, you hug a monk in front of the Sangha, it's very beautiful thing. It's a beautiful arc of human love. Sometimes I have the feeling that a form of a monk sometimes is obstacle for love, for freedom. If we are too rigid in our monastic form, we become stuck, and our mind is, it's not total free, opening up. Sometimes I don't want to see myself as a monk. I just want to see me as a human being. So this form of the robe of a monk, this boy head, sometimes is a prison. If I'm not careful about who I look, how I look. And there's a moment I need to hug someone. When I went to Japan in the spring, we have a retreat for 400 and 500 people in Mount Fuji. And one day we have walking meditation outside. A very beautiful Japanese lady came to me. We are walking meditation, and she come to me and she said, "Can I hold your hand?" I look at her and she was in tears. And in my mind is a conflict. Should I hold her hand or should I not hold her hand? And right away I hold her hand. I don't even care what people think about how I'm behaving as a monk, but I hold her hand anyway. And she's really beautiful. But she is suffering desperately. And if I'm too cold, behave like a monk, a pure monk, no attachment, then I'm not a human being. So I really hold her. I remember that my hand is so warm, and her hand is very cold. Maybe she's wire out a lot of energy from her suffering. So I hold her. And you know what? I walk all the way from the center to the place where we look at the mountain. It's on the lawn, a big field of sports, and we watch the mountain. And I feel so good after that. I feel I'm a human being. I'm not a monk. A monk, sometimes we behave a little bit funny. But a human being is great. A human being can be Buddha. Sometimes a monk cannot be a Buddha if he gets caught in his form. Is it strong for the monastic? It is strong. So I'm not a separate existence. I'm not a monk. I'm more than a monk. So this is the wisdom to let us free from our ideas, from a self-image that we get caught in. We imprison ourselves in. Of course you have to behave, but you are not stick to that form. You behave with the heart feeling, the heart beating normally, where human love, where eyes contact, where human exchange, where feeling of suffering, sorrow and joy could be possible. Where you can look another human being. I'm not a separate existence, okay? You are not a separate existence. You are deeply connected. And that's why the next wisdom is in the being. In the being. In the being is the new terminology created by Dharma. But the old terminology is interconnection, interconnectedness, interdependent co-arising. Interbeing means I am you and you are me. So I am you, for sure. I'm not different from you. I don't go into you, but I am you. I go into you means there's an I separated from you. I am different from the flower, you see, but I am the flower, so there's no separation. In atomic level, we are together. Atomic level means in the quantum level, we are energy. We are deeply connected, we are deeply bound. Atomic force is the strongest force. Electronic force, gravitational force, they are weaker than atomic force. We are deeply connected. I am you, you are me. And you have to use this wisdom to your loved one. Then there will be no more suffering. No more create suffering for each other. That means that when you make me suffer, you also suffer. A dad is a son. And if a dad make the son suffer, he suffer himself. So this is very powerful wisdom of the Buddha. Mommy creates suffering for her daughter, she suffers herself. It's very clear. Everybody experiences this. So interbeing is like that. I am you and you are me. And if I smile, you bloom like a flower. And if I wither, I cry, I despair, you wither like a flower. You dead like a flower. It's so clear. So take care of oneself. Be brightened with joy and happiness. You actually do a lot of things for life, for your loved one. Sometimes we only want to change the other person, but we don't want to change ourselves. So taking care of oneself, you're taking care of others. In the wisdom of interbeing, because I am you and you are me. What happening in my feelings is really affecting you. So I'm taking care of my feelings, I'm taking care for you. Is that clear? Very clear. And nothing sophisticated, complicated here. When you feel down, your mom also feels down. Remember, there is a kind of infinity energy. When you feel down, when you feel sick, your mom also feels sick. So taking care of oneself, live deeply oneself, in touch with the wonder supply, with the healing energy, actually you're taking care of your loved one. The Buddha told a story of a father and a daughter who doing a gymnastic show to get some money for their living. And one day the dad say, daughter, you have to be careful up there, because what they do is they have a long bamboo stick, and the daddy put the bamboo stick on his nose, and the girl is up there on the sky, and she also put stick at her belly, put her stick sometimes holding at the hand, one hand, and she hand up there on the sky. And the dad say, you have to be careful up there. If you're not careful, one day, you fall down, and it's really a disaster, and we cannot make money. And you know what happened to the daughter? The daughter say, Daddy, you got to be careful down there. You need to take care of yourself. If you are nervous, I will fall, no matter how best I try up there. If you are shaking, you are nervous, you are not conscious of what you are doing, I can fall down anytime. So instead of worrying for me, you take care of yourself. So this is the wisdom of interbeing. If we take care of ourselves, if we are mindful, conscious of what we are doing the best. If we are miserable, confused, lost, we cannot do much for our life. And don't mention about helping other lives. Don't mention about taking care of our loved ones. We actually create more problems if we don't know how to be alive. To be mindful, to be aware of what's going on. So interbeing is like that. I am you and you are me. So there is no separation here, no discrimination here. The show of interbeing is remove the discrimination, the separation between one form of life to another form of life. And I am the flower, I am the river, I am the earth. And I destroy the river, I destroy my life. Now in Vietnam, people pollute the river. They are uneducated and they pollute the river. They destroy the forest. I mean, they destroy their own people over there. And I got hurt a lot. The river where I lived 40 years ago now is like, a dead river. I cannot put my legs in there. It's so polluted. They dump all the trash in there. And it used to be a very clear river. It's my swimming pool. I remember I was swimming in the river, and now it's polluted. Do you remember the inside of interbeing? You need to be responsible for life. You need to take care of the other life form. You destroy them, you destroy your own life. Do you remember that? That means you make people suffer, you are suffering also. So go home and reconcile with your loved one. Stop saying negative things. Stop discriminating. Stop yelling. Stop complaining. The inside of interbeing is like that. You are the others. You cannot destroy others for your own sake of happiness. Because you are suffering deeply when you do that. Is that clear? It's so clear. Breathing in, I am the river. Breathing out, I flow, beautiful, singing like a river. Actually, in the body, there's so many rivers. Sometimes body and mind is like a planet Earth. A planet, beautiful planet Earth. And we have so many rivers in here. And all these rivers connect to the outer rivers. And this wisdom helps us to clear away that stagnation in our own river, so that we can flow along with the rivers on planet Earth. We become larger, we become immensity, we become healing, we become, healthy body, which means healthy mind. So use the mind and new wisdom to have a healthy life, healthy body. The next one, you have 7 wisdom today, okay? But the last one is stronger. The last one is the deepest, the most strongest, powerful show that you have to bring on. I will stay a little bit longer, okay? Is that familiar? It's from your teacher. No mud, no lotus. No garbage, no flower. And this is the wisdom of non-duality. Non-duality, non-discrimination. No garbage, no flower. No suffering, no happiness. This is cool. So don't try to run away from suffering, because there will be no happiness. So if you have a lot of suffering, good for you. Because no happiness if you have no more suffering. So don't think nirvana is totally end of suffering. Nirvana has extinction or notion, even happiness and suffering, because they are really no discrimination. They're like flowers and garbage, like lotus and mud. Can you believe? How can you plant lotus? Don't you need mud? Don't you need muddy water? Yes. Can you grow lotus on marble or on rock? No, it doesn't work. This one, it doesn't work. I don't know who did this, but actually it doesn't have mud. So it's withered, look at that. See, the leaf is withered because it needs mud and muddy water. So our happiness, our joy, our freedom need suffering. So we have to say, long life freedom, long life suffering. You should say, I will end my suffering. You have to say, long life suffering. Because it's the only tools, only substance to make happiness and freedom. So if you have some kind of, like attachment, don't fight with that attachment. I still have attachment. Because attachment makes freedom. Isn't it cool? Attachment, when you go through it, it's really freedom. Like when in 1968, in center of Vietnam, we go through a hunger for nearly 3 months. The whole center of Vietnam go in hunger in Huế. From Da Nang in, they have a lot of rice and food. But in Huế, we have no rice for 3 months. And a few people, a few million people die of hunger in 3 months. No rice, no food. And I was experiencing hunger during that time. I was born in 1964. In 1968, they have a hunger in me. The reason because the communists and the anti-communists, they fight. And they have a war zone near between Da Nang and Huế. So all the rice cannot come. And a couple million people die of hunger. And now, every time I eat, I remember the image of people dying of hunger. So actually, hunger makes happiness. The suffering of hunger makes the happiness of able to eat, to have something to eat. And no, don't wonder why I eat a lot, because I have been hungry. So that's why when I see food, I always afraid I don't have enough food to eat. I don't have food to eat. So hunger is bring happiness of having food to eat. But we are ignorant, that's why we keep forget about that. Remember when we have today, we suffer a lot. But when we don't have today, we are not happy. So we forgot about the wisdom of non-duality. We don't treasure, the happiness. And we also fight, the suffering. So now, whenever you have a today, don't suffer. Don't let your mind, affected by the pain of today. Remember that today, it reminds you the moment that there's no today. How joyful, how peaceful, how happy I am when right now I don't have today. I remember the second week, I have a lot of today. And the pain is, like drastic. It affects my ear and it's burning my part of my brain. And I lay there in my bed, I cannot sleep because so much pain. And you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking, okay, tomorrow I need to go and get an appointment to the dentist to take a look. And I didn't go. I treat by myself. When you suffer a lot, you always think about doctor or dentist. But I treat myself. I use honey and treat myself. I use pure honey. And actually, it's not a gum disease. It's something burning in here. And I use honey and I treat it. I stop brushing my teeth, bruising the place where it's burning. And the medicine is only 2 days is healed. If I'm kind of nervous, and afraid of pain, I go to the dentist and it become more, more problem. So I just use honey to put over there, to soak over there for 2 days, and the pain is gone. Sometimes pain is telling us a lot. Most of the time we are ignorant of our body. So little bit pain is telling us where it's hurt. What kind of hurt is that? It's not a toothache. It's not a gum disease. It's just the little burning here. When your body, you eat a lot of hot stuff, and it's some kind of burning on the skin. And it's close to the nerve. You have a feeling that I have a toothache, but actually it's not a toothache. So I was so lucky that I didn't go to the dentist. I have time to be with the Sangha, but actually when this burning is healed, I feel healthy again. So don't imagine too much. Sometimes I still have pain here in my belly. And every time the pain comes, the first reaction is, oh my God, the cancer come back. Because I have a colon cancer. Always the first reaction, oh my God, the cancer come back. And it's only imagination, it's only fear. The old kind of fear, when I face cancer. And actually it's not. So we need, to be very careful, to be sharply aware of what's going on in our body. But don't jump into conclusion that, oh my God, I have cancer. And remember that no pain, no happiness. No suffering, no happiness. As a human being, we carry this body. We will have pain from time to time. We have sickness from time to time. No escape. But don't imagine too much. So the imagination make it worse. People die of cancer is because they imagine too much. They have too much fear and they die. One of the doctor in Japan, he do a research on cancer, on oncology, and he see that 50% of the world population have cancer once in their lifetime. Some of them don't know, but only 30% of this 50% population die of cancer. 20% of them survive from cancer. It's great news. So if you have cancer, don't be afraid, because 20% of the population, 50% of population on planet Earth don't die from cancer. They heal themselves, whether by chemotherapy or radiation or whatsoever. They don't die, 20% of them. So this is to change our thinking that when I have cancer, I'm going to die. And that's really bad. That makes us die. So change the mind, change the thinking, we change our brain. And when we change our brain, our body have a chance to heal, to boost up immune system and fight the cancer. So remember, this insight of non-duality helps us to be free, not to be afraid. No mud, no lotus. No sickness, no well-being. Remember, no sickness, no well-being. Thanks to sickness, the body knows how to fight. To maintain the strong immune system to fight, for survival. Anybody here have sickness? Yeah. Anybody here have pain? Of course, a lot of pain. I'm the one who have a lot of pain. I have back pain a lot because I was in Vermont and I play ski in the winter and I fell down. So all my spine were bruised by that accident. I think 7 years ago, and now I still have a lot of pain in my back. But you don't need to imagine too much. You don't need to allow this pain to be, bring you down. You can smile to pain. You can be happy with pain. So the Buddha says the second arrow, pain is the first arrow, and fear and despair and suffering is the second arrow. So don't let the second arrow strike you. First arrow is already too much. The pain is too much. Don't imagine too much anymore. No garbage, no flower. So live in life, don't be afraid of pain, sickness. And the final, don't be afraid of death, of being abandoned. During the time of the Buddha, there's a guy, his name is Rositasa. Rositasa used to be a deva. In his past life, he used to be a deva, and he can travel very fast. If he make one step, if from one planet Earth, one side of planet Earth to another side of planet Earth. So this guy can travel nearly speed of light. And in one of his life, he want to find what is the world of no birth and no death by traveling into the universe. And he traveled until he died. He cannot find the world, the planet of no birth and no death. He was born to be a Brahman, and he became the disciple of the Buddha. And he asked Buddha, "Is this Buddha? Can we find the world of no birth and no death by whatever means?" The Buddha said, "No. You cannot find the world of no birth and no death by whatsoever means." And Rositasa agreed with Buddha, say, in the past life, I traveled very fast. And I died. On my way, I could not find this realm of no birth, no death by traveling. The Buddha said, but you can find the world of no birth, no death by looking deeply, by practice of vipassana. Looking deeply into this body, into this feeling, into this perception, into this mind, and you will see the nature of it, and you will free from the world of birth and death. So there's the suggestion by the Buddha that we should not run away from suffering. We look into it. We should not run away from pain, sickness, but we look into it, and we don't allow the second arrow to strike. Accept everything like that. When pain comes, smile to pain. Do something to release pain. Don't think about going to the doctor right away. If it's too much, then you can go to the doctor. But the little pain, don't worry about it. When you go to the doctor, you know what the doctor gives you? Pill, right? Most of the time they give you pills. So why don't you trust yourself? Why don't you trust this wisdom of non-duality, non-discrimination between pain and well-being? Between sickness and well-being. They interact. They make each other. Sometimes the pain is the reaction of our body. It's a strong medicine for coping with the sickness. Pain is telling us something very beautiful. Can you believe that after my great operation, I told the doctor, don't put any more painkiller into my body. And they did. And I lived with pain during the operation, after the operation, and actually it healed better. When you put painkiller, they numb your nervous system. And when they numb your nervous system, the stimulation of healing is slowed down. So I'm not a doctor, but I know a little bit about the body. So I tell them not to put any painkiller anymore, because you have give a shot for me when you do the operation already, and that's enough for my body. I want to experience pain. They say, "Are you cuckoo? Are you crazy?" I say, "Yeah, I can experience pain, no problem, because one day I have to die, and when I die, when the moment I die, maybe much more pain than now. So let me experience pain." So this is for us to learn, to grow, to be stronger, not to be afraid. Okay, the next one. Remember the insight of no discrimination and no non-duality. We are too dualistic. We are afraid of something, we run away from something, and we run after something. But life is always embodiable. Remember, garbage and flower are two faces of life. Suffering and happiness are two very close friends, important substance of the same reality. We humans are very weak compared to animals. When animals get wounded, they know how to heal themselves. Can you believe animals go to the doctor? Only your pets go to the doctor. And you're the one who took the pet to the doctor. But wild animals, they know how to heal themselves. Wild animals, they know what to do when they have pain, suffering. So we need to learn again the wisdom of non-duality, the wisdom of non-discrimination. Be strong. Face, dare to face what's going on. Next one is, what's that? What's happening? There's nothing up there. Can you guess what's the next wisdom is? Anybody guess? Yeah, that's cool. Emptiness. I put nothing there because this is a very powerful wisdom. Emptiness. Wisdom of emptiness is the final liberation. Emptiness doesn't mean life doesn't exist. Emptiness here is life doesn't exist separately. So it goes back to the second wisdom. I am not separate existence. And sometimes you say, okay, the form of life, it doesn't exist separately, but maybe the essence of life exists separately. The essence of life is also empty. There's no essence of life. Like you take off the skin of the banana, and the more you take off the skin inside of the banana tree, nothing left. Totally empty. You take off the skin of the onion, and the more you take it off, nothing left inside. So the form is empty, but the essence is also empty. And this is the final cut through the attachment to ego. Sometimes I say, okay, I'm a little bit, I'm like my father, but deep inside of me, there must be a me that exists, a me that a little bit different from a me of my father. There's no me also. No essence existing. So this is, the Buddha said, this insight is to end all attachment, all notion in our head. There's nothing, it's called the essence of life. Because everything flows. We are in that river of life energy, folks. Flow for many lifetimes. And one day it pop up and it manifests as John. And it pop up and it manifests as Jennifer. And we think that I'm separate from that river. You see? So everything flows like the life force of life. You know what the physics call? The modern physics call? They call string theory. They call fog fields. Because it's only the field of energy. It's nothing else. And that's called emptiness. And the Buddha say, look into your river, into the 5 rivers of your skandhas. The body is like a river. It flows all the time. Flow from one generation to this generation, and it flows to the children. So you are a river. Your body is like a river. And it flows from your mom and dad. And from great parent to mom and dad, and to you, and it flows to your child. So we are like a river. And that's called emptiness. Emptiness of the existence separately. Emptiness of the essence of life. So to get caught in that I am separate, it's a wrong belief. True emptiness is like that. Look into your body. If the scientists be able to, to separate your body, it's nothing left. Only energy, only molecule, only atomic. As a scientific, we look into everything like atomic thing. We are all atomic bonding together and create a human being. All these things atomic bond together and create the lotus. But when we separate this, nothing left. Just like you separate the banana tree, nothing left inside. Nothing left inside of the onion. So remember, that is the wisdom of emptiness. And what happened? It cut all attachment, all ideas. So use this wisdom of emptiness. This body is empty. Emptiness is this body. This feeling is empty. And emptiness is this feeling. Because we think the feeling is real. That's why we suffer. The feeling is me. That's why I'm depressed. But when you see this feeling is empty, this feeling is come by conditions. And when I let go of this condition for a while, it's gone. This suffering is empty because it's come by condition. And when I don't get caught in this condition, it's gone. But condition is always change. You go to this place, you encounter someone you don't like. But when you just move away from him a little bit, the condition is already different. But you hold on to that image. And that's why you continue to suffer. But you already changed the condition, the environment. So what happened? We have to let go of the attachment to our own suffering, to the person that we believe that make us suffering. But he is not himself. He also like a river flowing. Consciousness is also flowing. Perception is flowing. Feeling is flowing. So if you get angry of a man, of a woman, it's ignorance. Because he changed. You change, he changed. And this is called emptiness. Remember, when you say no eye, no ear, no nose, no body, no mind, that doesn't mean that there's no ear, there's no life. It is an ear, but it doesn't exist separately from the body. Like this, okay? This thumb, right? It doesn't exist separately from the other fingers. Can you believe if you take the hammer and you hit the thumb? The thumb is not pain by itself. The other finger also have pain and the whole body have pain. Isn't it? So the thumb doesn't exist separately from the hands, from the body. It's always connected to the other fingers. So if you hurt your son is not suffering alone, but you also suffer, your wife suffering and the whole family is suffering. And that is called the emptiness of a separate existence. You see that? And it's same wisdom of the, when we talk about the I am not a separate existence, the same kind of wisdom, but this is more powerful. It cut through all ideas. And you know what? The final wisdom of emptiness is that you have to transform all ideas, all notion. And what happened? Your mind become light of wisdom, clear light of wisdom. Because in here has no more ideas, like an empty mind. One guy, he came to the Dharma share and he say, is mindfulness a mind emptiness? And I say, yes. It depends on what you want to call. But mind emptiness means no ideas. And you know what happened to when Buddha described Nirvana? Nirvana is state of being where there's no more ideas, no more notion. And when there's no more ideas, no more notion, there's no more suffering, no more affliction. When there you have an idea, you have a thought, they always trigger suffering, emotion. So can you believe this final goal of liberation is emptiness? Everything is the nature of emptiness. Why should I go and hold on to an ideas? An idea of happiness, an idea of suffering, an idea of him, an idea of her, an idea of self-image. So you have to let go, and the final is total silence. We have a lot of problems because we don't have this silence. We are full of ideas. And the silence here is not non-talking, the silence in our mind, where it's been totally, only totally opening up. So if you talk a lot, you probably have a lot of problems. If you talk a lot. Because when you want to talk, it means something pushing you to talk. And sometimes the non-verbal is in the form of thinking or ideas, or we read a lot of books, so that's why we want to talk. Like me, I talk a lot. See, so when you talk a lot, you have a problem. So when we have a noble silence, a thunderous silence, that is a chance for you to experience the wisdom of emptiness. Emptiness in our mind. Emptiness of the flower. Emptiness of a feeling. Can you believe when you're feeling the river feeling totally quiet, totally silent? Is there any more suffering? No. If the river of your thought totally quiet, totally quiet, is there any more conflicts? No. So remember, the final liberation is when there's no more ideas, no more thought, which means it's no more affliction. And you go back to where you are. There's no more you, there's no more I, there's no more separation. You penetrate into light. You become the sunlight. You become the gamma light. You become her. You become him. You don't embrace each other, but in your mind you are embracing each other. Nowadays, human people have a lot of fear because we project out a lot of, of thoughts and ideas. We have a lot of suspicion in our mind. So this emptiness is to remove all that, and you look into life with a clear eyes. And That is the last wisdom, silence. I think the dining hall needs silence. We are too noisy in the dining hall, especially the children. See? So we need silence. The silence that heal the body and mind. The silence that not verbal, but also not thinking also. Not thinking, but also no ideas. We have a lot to practice. You know, if we're honest, we have a lot of ideas. And it affect our perception. Our perception is always caught on this and that, right or wrong, me and you, and we suffer a lot. Remember the wizard? The wizard from the story is actually our mind. Our mind is a wizard. It's a magician who created, life. And when this wizard is free, you are totally free. The mind creates all the difference. And that's why sometimes some of us want to rebel. We want to be different. I want to be different. Like me, sometimes I rebel to be a monk. I want to be a human. Sometimes be a monk, sometimes you cannot do this, you cannot do that. You cannot hold a hand of a lady. And if you hug a lady, a lot of imagination, so you don't want to be a monk. So it all comes from the mind, from the ideas, from how should we be. And we all envision from that creation of our own mind. And final wisdom is emptiness. Be quiet. Stop creation. Stop imagination. Have a direct perception. Then you have no problem. If not, we are just a prisoner of our own mind. Thank you very much.